How you folks doing? I've been listening to News Talk Radio on my way up out of Tucson to the White Mountains for the weekend. A couple things I want to talk about. One is the healthcare bill, which I'm listening to right now on the radio. Second thing, quick, silver. And the third thing is basically moving out of cities and truly being a prepper. First thing, healthcare bill. Just like presidential candidates, they make you believe you shouldn't vote for somebody unless they're absolutely perfect. There's no such thing as perfection. No man is perfect. Every man, every woman has done something wrong in their lives, but the news will have you believe that if they have, you shouldn't vote for them. And the same thing is going with this healthcare bill. This healthcare bill is that they're trying to pass now is not perfect. But in my opinion, anything that we pass now is better than what we have now, which is Obamacare. I've had medical insurance now consistently for 20 years. And I can tell you, as soon as Obamacare passed and we went into that fiscal year, our open enrollment at work for our medical insurance and whatnot, we signed up for it, boom. I can tell you my deductions from my paycheck went up approximately 65% for that medical insurance. I can tell you my out-of-pocket deductible for just my wife and I went up from $5,000 to about almost $8,000. With no prior medical conditions, by the way. I can tell you that what I'm covered for is much lower. That out-of-pocket deductible, the out-of-pocket deductible, a lot of people don't understand how that works. Mine's almost $8,000, which means I have to pay $8,000 out of pocket before my medical insurance kicks in. Now, I'm a healthy guy. I'll constantly have to pay out of pocket. And then it resets the next year. I get sick a few times, maybe, have to go to the doctor once or twice. I'm paying out of pocket. Unless I get sick enough to where I'm consistently paying out of pocket and I reach that $8,000 goal, I'll never be able to use the insurance I pay so dearly for. My point is, anything that they pass is an improvement. They shouldn't trick the people into believing that it has to be perfect in order for them to pass it. Anything that they pass is a step in the right direction. Anything that alleviates the pain from the people who are paying into it should be passed. I don't care about the people who are not paying into it. I really don't. They're not feeling the pain, they're just reaping the rewards. They could start with just getting rid of the tax penalty, the IRS penalty for not having insurance, and then passing it. That'd be a step in the right direction for me. It'd be a step in the right direction for a lot of people who cannot afford insurance, who choose not to have it. I don't believe you should buy anything, whether you think it's right or wrong. I don't believe you should buy something that you don't want to buy. You might want them and her to have insurance. Why? So you can get a piece of their pie with their paying into the system? I don't believe in that. I believe if they don't want it, they shouldn't get it. You want something in this world, you work for it. You don't rely on other people. That's legalized robbery. That's legalized burglary. To force somebody to play into a Ponzi scheme. And that's all it is. Insurance is nothing more than a Ponzi scheme. So I just believe they need to pass anything right now will be in the right direction. Then they can work on that, anything that they had passed, and build upon that. Second, silver. Silver's gone down now, I believe, $1 from approximately 20 to 30 days ago. At last I saw it approximately 4 hours ago. I think silver was down to about 17.23, give or take a few pennies. I recommend people start buying now. People are always the naysayers, the negative people, the ones who think you should invest in the stock market. You know, they'll giggle, oh, see, it's not going up, it's not going up. Well, while I'm employed, I'm an investor. And as long as I'm an investor, I don't want the precious metals to skyrocket. I want them to be within purchasing range, my ability to pay for them right now. I want them to stay as low as possible, and frankly, I hope silver drops down to $10 an ounce. These are just buying opportunities, folks. So get out there and buy. You know, even if you only afford 1 ounce a week, 1 ounce a paycheck for that matter, it's still better than 0 ounces, folks. It really is. I implore you all to get some real money in your house. Not that paper stuff, some real money. Go to your local coin shop. Buy a Silver Eagle. Buy a Silver Eagle a paycheck. $17 and change right now, plus a premium of about $2 and change. Just buy it. Put it in your safe. Put it under your mattress, something. If you guys can afford to swing $100 a paycheck or $100 a month, buy from SD Bullion. If you buy $100 or more of silver, it's free shipping. And the coins are uncirculated, unlike what you would find in a coin shop. Coin shop, they'll be a little roughed up, you know, they'll look a little bit ugly. Silver's silver, but still, I appreciate a brand new looking coin. And that's what you'll get with SD Bullion, JM Bullion, which I prefer, APMEX, which is also a good place to shop, a little expensive, APMEX. But it's another route. Those are 3 places I'm buying from. By the way, I'm actually testing out this camera angle. I did mention, which is going to segue into my third and final talking point, and that's moving out of cities. So right now I'm currently testing out this camera. I've purchased additional property in 2014, August 2014. It's in the White Mountains of Arizona. It's a place that's surrounded by pine trees. It's surrounded by all kinds of water, lakes. So I would have availability of drinking water in an emergency. A lot of elk up there. Not that I would rely on elk for 100% of my food source and whatnot, but there's a lot of wildlife up there, is I guess what I'm trying to say. What I used to have was my wife and we had a very expensive home. It was on 1 1/4 acres, and it was in the suburbs. House was the most prettiest house I've ever lived in. But we were the only preppers in the darn neighborhood. And we kind of would ask people, you know, in our secret way, you know, how they felt. And none of them, I'm about ready to pass my wife. So this green car right on this side is her. We're both heading up there, by the way. We both drive the identical cars. We both drive identical cars in identical colors. We chose a green, by the way, because it matched our surrounding area up in the White Mountains green. So we would kind of blend in a little bit. That's why we picked it. But back to what I was saying, you know, so we had a very nice home, and we lived in the suburbs, but unfortunately, none of them folks were preppers. every now and then we would go over to their house, or they would come over to our house. But I can tell, you know, when the shit hit the fan, they'd be our worst enemy because they weren't prepping. Got tired of those expensive bills of the house. And what did we do? We downsized. We sold it. In a bad market, by the way, we sold it. But we did sell it. We bought this house in the White Mountains for a fraction of the price. And I rent a small place now in Tucson. So we're able to go to this place in the White Mountains. It's our bug out location. But it's also a beautiful place to just go hang out for the weekend, sit on a porch and just chill, barbecue, and just relax. My point, what I'm trying to say is that if you folks can, and if you folks are getting tired of living in the freaking suburbs with all those fake people who just pretend to be nice to you, and a lot of them, that's all they are. They're just freaking actors nowadays. You getting tired of that? Try to sell it. Try to sell your home. Get out of not only the big city, but get out of the suburbs, because that'll be just as bad and whatnot when the shit hits the fan. Try to even get out of the suburbs. You don't have to be 4 miles from your town. I mean, if you can, I'm not 4 miles. So you don't need to be 4 hours away out of town, obviously. But even just out of the suburbs, you know, get a little land or something, maybe just half an acre, because half an acre, it ain't nothing. Well, for those folks who are sitting on only a quarter of an acre, or not even a quarter acre, half an acre would be nice. You can grow a garden and whatnot. You know, you can do a lot of things on a half an acre, but if you could swing it, obviously an acre. Just get out, man, and you'd be surprised how peaceful it is not having to talk to fake people. The people, when you move out, I guess what I'm trying to say is when you move out to a place that you really like, you'll meet people you really like. You'll be meeting more like-minded people than you care to shake a stick at. So, and in this market, houses under $200,000 are selling like hotcakes. So if you're in a house that's under $100,000, they even say houses at $225,000, $250,000 are selling like hotcakes. Consider it. Consider moving out, moving away. Obviously, you have your work, but if you're just out of the suburbs, think of it as like a bullseye target. You know, you have the rings. Middle ring is your inner city. The second ring would be your suburbs. Your third ring would be out of the suburbs. It's just going to add, what, another 15-10 minute drive each way to work. Just consider it. Just get on realtor.com and see what kind of homes are out there, just to play around. You don't need to go and call a realtor or anything, just to see what's available. See the prices, see the taxes. You'll be surprised. The property taxes goes down the further you're away from the city. The further you're away from the suburbs, the tax liability for the property goes down. Just think about it, folks. That's all. Just think about getting away. You know, a lot of you folks are prepping. Some of you are prepping for different reasons than I am. You know, I'm prepping for economic collapse. I was just at the local Dillard's shopping for clothes, and some lady there, I heard her over talking that she's scared about Nibiru, this planet that's going to come and smash into ours. I know how ridiculous that sounds. But that's what she's nervous about. You might be nervous about solar flares. And that is a possibility, by the way. 2X flares just fired off the sun, what, 3 days ago? So that is not out of the realm of possible by any means. But whatever you're prepping for, I believe you will be feeling much more secure if that situation happened and you were out of reach of most people. You folks take care. Sorry about rambling on, but I kind of like talking sometimes. Take care.